What up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video. It's a beautiful day here in Florida, and I'm just blessed to see another day, man. Listen, I made a video a few days ago, and the title was "Don't Take Your Job for Granted." And I appreciate each and every one of you who watched that video. I appreciate you for watching it. Got a pretty good response. But I think the thing that surprised me the most about that video is just reading the comments. I read every comment on my videos, and the transparency in the comment section from people who actually made a bad decision and took their job for granted and lost their job, just sharing what they did to lose their job. And I really appreciate that, man, because those type of stories, those type of testimonies, to me it's a testimony, can really help somebody else that may be in a similar situation or the same situation, or they may have done the thing that this person is saying that they did where they lost their job. So it was one comment in particular that really stood out to me. And shout out to the person, if you're watching this video, bro, like I told you in the comment, I appreciate you for sharing that. And hopefully, everything works out for you. It sounds like you found another opportunity actually making more money. So that's a blessing if you're able to capitalize off that. But this person said, man, I made a bad decision. And they basically said he was a delivery driver and he had to use the restroom real bad. He had to pee, and he decided to take a pee outside. And unfortunately, one of the employees passed by on a cart, is what he described, and saw him peeing outside of the establishment. And from there, I guess the business or the company called his employer and told him what transpired, and he lost his job behind that. And that's what he shared in the comment section. And, just to be so vulnerable and transparent to share that, to me, like I said, I just really respect it, and I appreciate him for sharing that, because, listen, there could be somebody watching this video right now. Maybe you're a delivery driver, or maybe you do some type of, other job profession, and you could be in a similar situation. That's a perfect example of taking your job for granted. It could be something as simple as that. And like he mentioned in the comments, this could sound like common sense to the average person, but believe it or not, there's probably somebody watching this video right now, which is what I was about to say, who may have done the exact same thing that this person did multiple times. They were just lucky enough to not get caught. Some of y'all watching this video right now probably can resonate with his story. Maybe, you wasn't outside of a place where you were making a delivery to, but maybe you had a similar situation to where you had to go and you used the restroom outside, and if you would have been caught, it could have went left. So that's the point that I'm trying to make, is a lot of people could be in those type of situations, and maybe you don't get caught the first time and you do it again. Maybe you don't get caught the second time and you do it again. And then at one time you try it and you get caught, and it's all she wrote. And so I just wanted to say that real quick before I get into today's video, man, because like I said, that particular comment stood out to me. And shout out to the person who left that comment. But that comment, along with some other comments, really inspired me to make this video. And you guys see the title of this video. losing your job can be a blessing. And let me explain what I mean by that, because I don't want people watching this to get it misconstrued. I'm by no means encouraging you to go out on your job and do something foolish that can result in you losing your job. That's not what I'm doing here. So let me be clear about that. But what I am saying is, if you make a bad decision and you do something that ends up costing you your job, or maybe you get laid off from your job, I want you to understand that it's not the end of the world. I want you to understand that in those type of situations, first, if you get terminated, that's self-inflicted. So that's a result of you doing some things that you shouldn't be doing, or, making some bad decisions consistently. Those type of things result in termination, just using, bad judgment or not doing what you're supposed to be doing consistently, right? We know what it takes in order for us to lose our jobs. So if that's you and you lose your job because of just, doing things that you wasn't supposed to be doing, then hopefully you can identify what you did that caused you to lose your job, so you don't take those same behaviors to your next job. So for you, if you lost your job in that way and it was self-inflicted, you have to identify what you did to cause you to lose that job, and hopefully you learn from that so you don't take it to the next job, right? So for you, it's a lesson. If you somebody who got laid off from your job, I want you to understand that some things are just out of your control, but you too can bounce back from that. Stay positive. I want you to understand that I was once laid off from my job. I've talked about it on my channel. I was laid off from a job where I was at for 15 years. But if I'm being honest with you guys, and this is something that my brother has brought up on several occasions when we've had conversations, and for some reason this comes up when I was laid off from my job. One of the things my brother said, like, bro, I remember when you was laid off, like, you had a positive mindset. Like you never was worried about finding another job, and you bounce back like that. And that's how it was for me. When I got laid off from my job, my mindset was just, okay, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. It was never like, man, I done lost my job, it's over with. You know what I mean? Like, I never just dwelled in that, right? I didn't give myself the chance to just soak into what was going on and to that situation. For me, it was just, okay, what I'm going to do? What am I going to do next? Right? Because life still goes on. Now I got to figure out my next move, which is exactly what I did. Losing my job, in hindsight, turned out to be a blessing for me, because it allowed me to now go and get my CDL, go to trucking school, obtain my CDL, and start a whole nother career, which is what I'm doing now as a truck driver. Class A CDL, blessed to now be working for a company where I've made the most money out of my working career. So for me, it turned out to be a blessing. And maybe it took that for me to get away from that situation in order to level up and move into a better situation. So that's my message to you guys that may be in that situation. If you've lost your job in any capacity, stay encouraged. Keep a positive mindset. Surround yourself around positive people who can really support you and understand what you're going through. At least provide some encouragement for you. Maybe they haven't experienced a job loss, or maybe they haven't experienced a layoff, you know what I mean, or terminated from a job. But hopefully they can give you some type of affirmations, some type of, you know, positivity to help you get through what you're going through currently, or what you're going to be going through. Some people may be getting laid off and they have a date, an end date, where the company has already told you, look, you're going to be laid off at this date, right? Some people may already have that. Again, if that's you, now is the time to make preparations as to what your next move is going to be. But stay positive. Try to have a different perspective and a different outlook on losing your job. Understand that it's not the end of the world. There are a lot of successful people who have lost their job, and because of that, it took them in a whole different direction. Losing their job, being at rock bottom, some people, that's all it took for them to become an entrepreneur, or for them to now work extremely hard because now their back's against the wall and they feel like they don't have anything to lose. So now they just go hard, right? Developing new skills, learning different things, just becoming a better version of themselves so they can become more valuable. So they can then hit the marketplace and put themselves in a better position. So that's the purpose of this video, to let you guys know that just because you lost your job, it doesn't mean that that's the end all be all. When one door closes, another door opens. That's the mindset that I want you to have. Yeah, you may have messed up. You may have made some bad decisions to put you in the situation that you're in now. Learn from that. Own up to it. Accept the fact that you made a bad decision. Accept the fact that you did some things to cause you to be in the situation that you're in. Acknowledge that and then move on. You got to move on from that. We all make mistakes. We all make bad decisions. That's just life. Like I mentioned in a previous video, sometimes we don't get a second chance to right our wrongs. In life, the reality is that bad decisions don't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. We all make bad decisions. And a lot of times we have to live with it. We have to accept whatever comes with making a bad decision. Having the right mindset under these type of circumstances is just so important. You have to change your perspective, and you have to change the way you look at things. You have to be more of an optimist and less of a pessimist. It's real easy for pessimism to set in when you find yourself in these type of situations. But now is the time to keep a positive mindset. Zig Ziglar said, what you are and where you are is because of what's in your mind. Sometimes we look at certain situations as a negative, but oftentimes, if you really look at the situation, you can find some positivity out of it. And that's something that you can build on. So that's what I want you guys to really lock in and do. Learn from your errors in judgment and do better the next time. It's not the end of the world, guys. If you woke up, if you're living, if you're watching this video, if you have breath in your body, that means you have another opportunity. Take advantage of it. Listen, man, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Do me a favor, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you like the content. And if you like this video, hit that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. And until the next one, I see you guys later, man. Peace.